I'm pretty sure we all know who Error Sans is. Sadly, Ask Error Sans didn't finish, and the only AUs he rated were Underswap and Underfell. While Error wasn't Underswap, he killed everyone in the verse, and then he attempted to force Swap Sans into killing his Papyrus. Fortunately, that didn't work, and it led to Swap Papyrus fighting Error Sans. Error Sans loses due to the mention of his past and his overall nearsightedness, but he manages to kidnap Swap Sans and isolate Papyrus. In Underfell, he only goes in that verse for food, like deadass. That's the only reason why he goes in that AU. Oh yeah, I forgot, he did destroy that one Ghost Tail AU, but we don't know what happened there, so it's not worth mentioning. But out of sheer chance, what would happen if Classic Sans fought Error Sans? A fight between the pre-image versus the image. Who would win? Error Sans is slightly above regular Sanses, and he has statements of being a huge threat to AUs in general, meaning he should scale to Aftertail Sans, who can vaporize Frisk along with the counter and chair. This feat was calced to building level, and Error Sans obviously scales to this. For speed, Error Sans made blurs while fighting Fatal Error, which was calced to Subsonic. The Fatal Error comics are canon to Error Sans, so I can use Fatal Error feats for this scale. This makes Error subsonic in attack and reaction speed. Error Sans has good hacks as well. With his strings, he can control souls and nullify abilities. Even without his strings, he can erase others from existence with his blasters, which has some consistency. And even his health is constantly glitching, so his durability is pointless. Error Sans doesn't have much IQ feats since he's lost most of his memories, but he does take multiple steps into account when destroying AU, so it should be above average. This is not above average human, this is genius tier. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm talking out of my ass right now. Like, I may be glazing, but I don't know, bro. I feel like that's just extreme downplay. But yeah, that's basically it. For the people who think he's universal due to AU destruction, we don't even know how he destroys AUs, and it raises the question if he even scales to it or not. Remember, if Error Sans is supposed to be universal AP, then why is he described as weak? Why is his methods of destroying AUs so secret? If he scaled to his AU destruction, it wouldn't be so inconsistent. In conclusion, Error is building level with subsonic speeds. He can control and crush souls, and he can nullify abilities and erase others from existence. His IQ is above average human. I meant genius. I'm sorry, I meant genius. But his durability is constantly glitching. That's pretty much it for Error Sans, so let's move on to the original. Frisk was able to tank an oven exploding, which was calced to wall level. Even level 1 Frisk can survive this, and Sans scales above that Frisk. This grants Sans wall level AP and durability. Now for speed, Frisk can dodge sound-like attacks from Shyren. Shyren's attacks have been repeatedly stated to be music, and Mettaton used her as his backup singer. Frisk scales to this, making their travel speed transonic. Frisk can also use items to amp their travel speed to supersonic, and Sans' attacks can still match this amped Frisk. This makes Sans' attack speed transonic to supersonic. But what about reaction speed? Well, Undyne was able to save Monster Kid from Frisk, which was calced to subsonic. Frisk can tag Undyne, and Sans can react to and dodge these same attacks. Movement speed is harder to gauge, but it's still transonic to supersonic. Undyne is faster than Frisk in travel speed, and Sans should scale to this, since Sans is the only guy who can move 2 feet to dodge an attack. Oh yeah, there's also examples of Sans matching Frisk in movement speed, so yeah, transonic to supersonic. For hacks, he can teleport others as well as himself. He can use telekinesis and add weight to souls, and he can dodge attacks while off guard. For IQ, he knows about things like LV and game mechanics. He can find out if someone has died to him just by an expression. He even goes as far as to attack the menu screen and extend his turn forever. Sans also made reports about the timelines malfunctioning, ending, and starting, and he's able to theorize if it's the player's fault. So Sans is definitely genius when it comes to IQ and battle IQ. Now, Error vs Classic is a pretty fair fight, since one has the better AP while the other is faster. But in hacks, Sans has telekinesis and can teleport Error to other places. Error's existence erasure blasters are useless since Sans can just aim dodge them, and Error needs to trap someone's soul in his strings to use his power nullification. So the only good hack he has is his RNG durability, meaning Sans gets the hacks advantage unironically. They're both equal in IQ, but Sans has the better battle IQ since Error Sans lost most of his memories. Now there's a main thing about Error I haven't mentioned. There is a lot of things holding Error back. To start, he has blurry vision, doubting he could catch anyone without his strings. Error purposely makes things harder on himself and is a consistent man-child. Error is extremely mentally unstable unstable, plus he's run by his hatred and never thinks about what he's doing, making it pretty easy to take advantage of his emotions and behavior. Air also reboots when he feels extreme emotion, with his attack and defense dropping to 0 when he does, so he's extremely vulnerable in general. This is perfect for Sans because his whole method of being the player was to make his fight as hard and annoying for them to give up. I mean, he even convinces the player to spare him so he can kill them easier. So it's safe to say Sans would take advantage of Air's weaknesses, but how would Sans find out about them? Well, he's able to question if you die more than one time just by an expression. He even found out that the player can just manipulate time and kill him after a few tries. So if he can find out that you're a time manipulator just by an expression, he'd definitely find out that Air is a mentally unstable man-child with horrible vision. Sans has the speed advantage, IQ advantage, hacks advantage, battle IQ advantage. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Sans wins with mid difficulty. Sans has other win cons like lucking out and killing Air when he's at like 5 HP, but this is the main one. Crazy how Air Sans is always said to be like the strongest Sans AU, yet he loses to Classic. Anyway, that's it for this video.